Let's go for it.
There you go. Wicked.
Will you get a move on?
I'm ready. I just need my jacket.
Morning.
Hey, what's he doing wearing that?
I said he could wear it.
That's my favourite jumper, that is. Take it off now.
Oh, keep it on. It's only while his clothes are in the wash.
Sure you're warm enough, on if I can get you one of my vests.
But I'm sorry, Terry. I chased up my mum sending my gear from home.
Seeing as you're living here.
Oh, is he indeed? Where's my rent?
Can you do this later, please?
Better be busy in a shop today, pay for his bacon
Terry,
and
we're
eggs.
going now.
Good luck in court.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks. I think I need it.
I just feel sick. I know this isn't easy, but if you look too nervous in front of the jury...
Well, I'm sorry, but I've never been tried for murder before.
Come on, Matthew.
I can't do this. I can't.
You'll feel better once we get into the court. Matthew, I know you're going to take this the wrong way, but it might not be too late to do that deal with the CPS.
No. I'm not pleading guilty. I'd rather you chase up the forensics on that jacket because that's what proves Steve killed her.
Matthew, it is essential that we concentrate on the trial and try to keep calm.
Oh, good timing. I told him, no later than 1/4 past.
I should have carried on and got the train, shouldn't I?
Oh, look, this will be in there. I'm sure it'll all work out okay.
I said that when he got arrested. Still got to court though, didn't he? Let's ask him for a lift.
Terry, I think we need to give evidence for the prosecution. I'm the last person my court's to sit with.
Sorry, Sarah. How are you feeling?
How do you think? I promise you one thing. I'll do all I can to help me.
Thanks, Peggy.
Ian, I'm nervous enough as it is.
All I'm saying is, be on your guard.
I'll just tell the truth.
Yeah, if a defence lets you.
Oh, what do you mean?
If Steve's barrister is anything like him, he will try and twist everything that you say.
Go and sit in the court. I'll be fine. Really.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I'll be thinking of you.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Matt? Can I go in now, please?
If this is as bad as Ian reckons it'll be.
Yeah, well, you better watch out for Steve's barrister.
Oh, don't you start. Talking of Steve.
You see if your friend's still smiling when her brother gets life, eh?
I wonder where we sit.
Through there. There's a room for prosecution witnesses. But you better make yourself known to the usher. I think you're the first one out.
Can't wait.
All rise. My lord, my client, Matthew Rose, is, as you are aware, pleading guilty to the conspiracy charge. In order that this plea should not prejudice, however, the other serious matter, may I apply that the charge be put to the defendants before the jury is sworn? I have, of course, consulted my learned friend, Mr. Cherry, who is in agreement.
The Crown has no objection, my lord.
We'll deal with the first indictment now.
If the defendants would please stand. You are charged upon this indictment containing one count, for that you, Matthew Rose, and you, Stephen Owen, on the 15th of February 1999, did conspire with each other to pervert the course of justice by concealing the body of Saskia Duncan. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honour. Guilty.
Mr. Owen and Mr. Rose, the sentencing for this offence will take place after the jury has reached a verdict on the second indictment of murder. You may sit down. If you'd bring the jury through.
If the defendants would please stand. You are charged upon this indictment containing one count, for that you, Stephen Owen, and you, Matthew Rose, on the 14th of February 1999, did murder Saskia Duncan. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honour. Not guilty.
If you'd be seated.
We shall now start with the case for the Crown. I shall ask Miss Mills, who is the QC for the prosecution, to make her opening address. Miss Mills?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there is one simple, undeniable fact in this case. On February the 14th, 1999, when Saskia Duncan met with Mr. Owen and Mr. Rose, she also met with her death.
He's coming now.
You'll be fine.
Miss Healy, if you'd like to come through to court.
Good luck.
Let's hope she don't do him no favours, eh?
Why would she?
Well, she used to be in love with the geezer. Maybe she's still got feelings for him, innit?
She's engaged to Ian now, Janet.
Say no more.
How did you first meet Mr. Owen?
It sounds strange, but he nearly ran me over in his car.
I should imagine that would bring Mr. Owen to your attention.
Oh, it wasn't on purpose. I was crossing the road and he hadn't seen me.
It's safe to say that your relationship from that point could only get better.
Yeah, he turned up at where I work with a picnic and a bottle of champagne to apologise. I wasn't that keen at first, but Steve can be quite a charmer. We started going out together.
Did the relationship work well?
I'm not saying it didn't have its problems, but yeah, it was starting to work very well.
You say it was starting.
Yeah, that's until Saskia turned up.
How did Miss Duncan affect the relationship?
At first, I didn't even know she knew Steve, but she got chatting to me and we became quite friendly.
What was Mr. Owen's reaction to this?
He was annoyed. He didn't really want me spending any time with her.
How annoyed was he?
Well, he got pretty angry about it.
Please, Miss Healy, take your time.
Thank you.
If we move now to the 14th of February, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was Steve's big opening night at the club. He gave me an invite and I decided to go.
What happened when you got there?
I went into Steve's office with him for a drink. We were getting on great. Actually, I was thinking of going back out with him again.
So, all was going well?
Really well. Then Saskia burst in. She kissed Steve and thanked him for sending her some flowers.
How did you feel about that?
I'd had enough. I just got up and left.
What was Steve's reaction to Saskia bursting in on you?
Well, he wasn't exactly pleased to see her.
One final point. After Valentine's Day, did Mr. Owen try to persuade you to go out with him again?
Yeah, he did.
What did he say about Miss Duncan?
He told me that she'd gone for good.
Did he say where she'd gone?
No, he just said that she wouldn't be around anymore.
Thank you, Miss Healy. I have no more questions.
Members of the jury, when a witness has finished giving evidence, there is then the opportunity for the defence counsel to cross-examine. Mr. Cherry?
Miss Healy, would you say that Saskia Duncan manipulated your relationship with her?
Yeah, definitely. And looking back now, it's a bit scary.
In what way? Scary?
Well, she must have found out where I went, and then she'd bump into me, as if by coincidence.
Would you say you were deceived by Miss Duncan?
All the time. She played me and Steve off against each other.
Did Miss Duncan give you the impression that she was obsessed with Mr. Owen?
Yes. It was as if she couldn't have him, then no one else would.
Finally, in all the time you knew Mr. Owen, was he ever aggressive towards you?
Never. And I never saw him being aggressive with Saskia either. He might have got angry, but there was never anything heavy or violent.
Thank you, Miss Healy.
My lord, a matter has arisen on which I need to consult my client. Would it be possible to rise for an early lunch?
I take it this matter is urgent.
It is indeed, my lord.